Hey girlies, it's your girl back with another video. So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me. I kind of want to talk about Temptation Island. I want to talk about the Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber drama and just a couple other things. So if you're interested, then just stay tuned. Can we talk about this new background? I am just so happy. I'm actually really happy because I just wasn't feeling good in the last one. Like, I kind of liked it. I thought I liked it for a little bit, and maybe I did like it, but it just wasn't really feeling how I wanted it to feel. So I was like, I need to change this up a little bit. And so now my desk is in front of like my slat wall that I had. I have a desk over here. I still don't know if I want this desk to be my vanity, but this right here is my filming setup. So I'm just playing around with it. And then I still have my Alexandra over here, my mirror, and my surviving, I think it's called Birds of Paradise plant. I think I might have started overwatering it for a little bit, and a couple of the leaves fell. They didn't fall, I cut them, but a couple of the leaves died. Like, they just dried up and died. I'm gonna nurse it back to health. After we got back from Mexico, it wasn't doing too good, and then I had switched it to a different spot because I had rearranged my room a while ago, and I don't think it liked that spot either. So this is closer to the original spot that it was in when it was thriving, so I'm hoping that it'll do better in this spot, okay? Because plants can be really sensitive bitches too, in case y'all didn't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna be going to a family's birthday party today, so I wanted to get ready with you guys, see how y'all were doing. How's everybody's spring going so far? So today is Saturday. I'm hoping to have this up by Monday at the very latest, so that you guys can watch this and the news isn't like super late. I feel like, because you know how social media is, you know, you hear something and then it's dead news by the next week, kind of. So I feel like I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning, which is really nice. I really desperately needed to clean out this room. I'd even washed the walls in here, y'all. It's so crazy how, like, when you clean the walls, you notice how dirty they were before you cleaned them. It just like brightens up the space and just like refreshes it, you know? Clean the baseboards, everything in here. So spring cleaning is so refreshing. I think if you haven't done it, I would suggest you start, because it just refreshes you up for the rest of the year. Also, if you're new here, my name is Karina. I do a lot of makeup related content. I do a lot of chit chat, get ready with me. Sometimes I really like to review foundations. Sometimes I'll do the occasional vlog. I really hope that you'd subscribe if you haven't already, and to give this video a huge thumbs up. It really helped me out with like the algorithm and stuff. But yeah, today's just gonna be like a girly chat video. I also really want to tackle cleaning out some of my clothes. I feel like I have a lot of clothes that I don't use anymore, that I feel like I've outgrown. I need to tackle cleaning some of my clothes out and just create more space for new clothes that I actually want to wear, because I feel like I have so much clothes that I just don't want to wear anymore, that I just don't like, or that I just feel like aren't for me in this era of my life. Anyways, I'm gonna be going in with my Maybelline. This is a Lumi Matte foundation. This is so good. If you are looking for a really good drugstore priced foundation, this is your girl. Especially as an oily girl, I was so shocked by how well this performs. I wore this to a wedding and it did phenomenal. I'm gonna wear it today because we're gonna be, you know, outside probably for a little bit in the hot sun, and I'm an oily girl. This can also work for dry skin people. Since it's a Lumi matte, it's gonna give you that, like, it's matte, but it does give you like a sheen, but it's like matte. It's so interesting. Like, they really nailed this foundation for like all skin types, I feel like. Especially if you're dry skin, I think if you hydrate and prep properly, this will also be really good for you, because it is matte. It just gives you the appearance of like a Lumi-ish look, but you wanna stay hydrated, obviously, if you're dry skin. So this can work for you too. All right, so what do I want to talk about today? Oh my gosh, have y'all watched Temptation Island? Temptation Island is crazy, y'all. So if you're not familiar with the show, it's a show on Netflix, and basically, okay, if you've watched Love Island, then it's basically like Casa Amor, but like the whole show is Casa Amor. It's so crazy. So basically there's 4 couples that start, I think it's 4 or 5, I can't remember. They go in, and basically the 4 girls get transferred to a villa with 12 different guys that are not their boyfriends, and then the 4 original boys get transferred to a different villa with 12 different women that are not their girlfriends. I don't know what the premise of the show is, but I guess it's just to prove that they're with the right people, I guess. I don't know. It's very interesting. The show starts out and each of them give their reasons for wanting to go on the show. I think it's so interesting because I'm like, is this like a hall pass? Are the guys getting a hall pass with this show? Are people being swindled into doing crazy things like this just to be on TV? Girl, the tea is hot, okay? I just don't get it. I just feel like if you're in a really healthy relationship, why would you go on this show? It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It does not make sense to me. Unless, I think it just depends on how your brain works, right? So I feel like people can argue that, oh, I'm in a super healthy relationship, I'm gonna show these bitches how to do this, da da da. And that could be a reason. And then, you know, people, obviously when you're on these shows, you're gonna get clout. People are gonna go follow you on your social media pages. So I think some people are like, oh, let me go on the show and, you know, have it catapult my social media career or something. So I think that is probably a reason why more people are pushed to go on the show. I think they think the odds of them beating the show's premises is greater than what it actually is, especially when they aren't in strong relationships to begin with, because a lot of the couples on the show end up cheating on each other, which is crazy. But I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's just so much that goes on. It's so crazy. I did watch some of the reunion that was posted by, I can't remember his name, but he has a podcast on YouTube called The Vile Files. It was so interesting because, what was I talking about? I hate when I pause and I just completely forget the point I was talking about. But basically, it makes you question like people's true intentions for getting on these types of shows. But at the end of the day is going to end. I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, it's TV. People are signing up to be on a TV. I feel like reality TV shows are almost like human experiments, and you don't know what's going to happen because you think you're prepared for what can happen on these types of shows, but you don't really know what's going to happen and what decisions you're going to make until you're placed in those situation. So it's all very interesting, but I do think it was crazy how some of these men really manipulated their girlfriends into thinking that this was the way to prove to them that they could be friends with other women or that they wouldn't cheat on them. Like, I just think it's so crazy. I also do think that the age range is like the perfect age range of people to pick to be on the show, even though they did have some contestants that were like over 35 years old, which is kind of crazy to me because like if you're over 35, you do not need to be on a show like this. Respectfully. I mean, maybe you do, I don't know, but I just feel like you should be mature enough to make better decisions at this point in your life, but I digress. All right, I went ahead and did my eyebrows and I cleared my eyelid area and got it ready for concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my eyes. But anyways, me going in with my Raw Beauty Kristi X Pure Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. This one is so dirty, I'm so sorry, but I actually really like Pure's eyeshadow formula. It's really, really good. I'm gonna be going in with this orangey shade right here. I'm gonna be just using it as an all over lid shade. I'm wearing a green shirt and there's just something of the way like orange-ish eyeshadows look on the eyes. I think it's so pretty. So anyways, back to what we're talking about. So I feel like the one who got it worse on the show was Shantae. So Shantae and Breon were a couple together. I'm not really sure why they went on the show. I think they said something about he wanted to prove to her that he could just be friends with women, basically. Like it not lead into anything. But you know, quickly we learned he actually did pretty good in the beginning. And when I say pretty good, I really mean it really loosely because it was just like compared to the other guys. Slowly into the show, he ends up cheating on her and having a threesome with two of the other women on the show. And then at first he was like super like, oh, I don't regret it, da da da. But then he started seeing how it could affect his relationship and then became supposedly more regretful about what he chose to do. But I also feel like, so there was a one girl on the show and I can't remember her name. I'm gonna put her Instagram over here because I think I found her somehow on Instagram. She's like on Instagram and she does content. So I thought that was pretty cool. But basically Breon had asked her to go on a date. At first she was gonna go with him, but then she was just thinking about everything that Breon had done and she was like, I just don't want to spend time with you basically, or like be with somebody that is like that. And then Shantae saw a clip of her talking to Breon about that, and I feel like that is what like shook Shantae the most. I feel like seeing another woman react the way she's supposed to bad behavior really like almost embarrassed her more. So I feel like Shantae was taking everything really, really, really good. She was just delulu for Breon, unfortunately, but that was just a hot mess. And I think they might still be together. I'm not really sure, but that was crazy. And then another couple that was very, very toxic was Grant and Ashley. I thought Ashley was so pretty. In the beginning, they talked about how like he had basically already cheated on her. I don't know if they said it explicitly, but they kind of alluded to it. So we kind of knew that they were already going through things. And basically he convinced her, or actually, scratch that, they went on the Vile Files and they said that it was actually her idea to go on the show. And when she first brought it up to him, he was like, no, why would we do that? Like, that's so crazy. But then he saw it as like a golden opportunity to like prove to her that he could be faithful or whatever, and all he had to do was not sleep with another woman for 3 weeks. But he did just that. It's so crazy. But I think their relationship was already on the verge of breaking. I think she really just needed confirmation. I don't know why this show would be the one that helped her. I think she just wanted to be on TV, to be honest, which is fine, but I think that's what it was mostly for her. She already knew. I feel like maybe she already knew that she was in a failing relationship, so she was like, fuck it, let's just go on this TV show and have fun. But whatever. That was crazy. And it was so crazy how like at the end he made it seem like at the final bonfire, Grant made it seem like, oh, she just couldn't, I can't remember, but he was making it seem like he was a victim. I was like, girl, you are doing a lot for the one who like did all the damage in your relationship. I think some men just aren't ready to commit, and they need to just accept that versus like putting women through it when they know they're not ready to commit. But I think the problem with some men is that they see good women, they want to snatch them up and not have anybody have them, but they're not ready to be men for those women themselves, and so it just crashes and burns. And then there was Lino and Alexa. Lino was like the only one that didn't cheat, but I feel like that was only because nobody really like liked him. It made the experience easier for him. Taylor and Tyler, I did not like Tyler at all. I don't know what it was about his attitude that I was just like, ew, I don't know. Taylor made a comment to one of the guys about him having bitch tendencies. Bitch tendencies is crazy when you're talking about your man. Like, there's no coming back from that. Like, once you said that, like, she already knew the relationship was over with. Like, you cannot be disrespecting your boyfriend to another man like that and think that that's just gonna be okay. But ultimately, I think everybody got out of the show what was necessary. So I think in a weird way, in a very weird, twisted way, it works for people because they're in this weird era of their life where you don't really know what you want. You don't really know much. I feel like your brain doesn't develop until 25 years old. And I think that really impacts how you make your decisions. You accept things that you wouldn't, that a 28-year-old would not accept. But you know, some people take longer to mature emotionally, you know? So it really just depends at where you're at in life. It's very, very interesting. All right, this might be a little bit too red. So I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Empowered palette and go in with this orangier, more peachy shade on top. Y'all, I have 30 minutes to finish getting ready, or Justin's gonna kill me for being late. Eyelashes are on, brows are done. I finished the eyes part, and now I need to hurry up and do the rest of it. I've really been enjoying my Il Makiage concealer. I feel like it's super lightweight, and it's not like super full coverage, but it's like the perfect amount of coverage, and it doesn't leave your under eye looking super like matte. Like, it's kind of hydrating in a way. I really like it. But anyways, back to the Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber drama. So I don't know if you guys missed it, but apparently somebody made like a 7-part series on TikTok basically explaining how Hailey Bieber was like Justin Bieber's like #1 fan and kind of like made her way from being a fan to his wife, and how she was like obsessed with Selena Gomez and like literally copied everything that Selena Gomez did, down to her cooking show, down to a tattoo that she had, down to opening a beauty brand. Oh my gosh, it's just so much drama. I'll link it for you guys to watch it because it was just so much going on, and it was just so crazy because Hailey Bieber really did that. Like, she really put herself in the right spaces to be Justin Bieber's one and only girl. So crazy. The same person who did that 7-part series also started doing a series on how Hailey Bieber is now obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter because Justin Bieber liked one of Sabrina Carpenter's pictures, and so now it seems like Hailey Bieber has moved on to her next victim, which is so crazy. But honestly, people are crazy out here, and you can't put nothing past nobody, truly. Oh my gosh, I just finished the last chapter of the book that I'm reading for my book club series. We're reading How Does It Feel by, I can't remember her name. I'll put the book right here. So I feel like it took me forever to like start to like the book. I was like on page 200 and I was like, okay, I kind of like it. Like, I'm okay with it. But this month, the next book was my choice a book to read, like my pick. So we're gonna be reading Fourth Wing, and I'm so excited because I've heard so many good things, even though I haven't read anything about it. But it's giving me like Twilight vibes, like without being Twilight. I can't really explain it, but I'm really excited, and I feel like they're gonna make movies or like a show out of it. It's always exciting to see books come to fruition as movies or a show. So yeah, I'm really excited. I had a goal for this year to read 12 books, and I've already finished 4, and we're in April, y'all, so we're on schedule. This is the completed look. This is my little cute little outfit. Let me show you guys. I'm wearing this green little top with some jeans and some white cowgirl boots. Super cute. But yeah guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed chit-chatting with me and getting ready. I hope you guys would subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a huge thumbs up. It would really help me out. And yeah guys, I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.